The U.S. Supreme Court just cleared the way for California schools to tell parents if their children identify as transgender without getting the students' approval.
The state argued that students have the right to privacy about their gender expression,
from their parents,
especially if they fear rejection from their families.
Think about that for a second. They have the right to privacy. Children in even high school, they don't have the right to privacy if they are administered an aspirin. Hey, so in California, you know, they would help kids trans and not tell the parents, which, you know, to me is an act of evil.
Yeah.
You comment below if you, that's me, the extremist. Well, yesterday, the Supreme Court actually said that California schools can't help conceal students who are trying to transition and identify with some made-up new gender. The parents have a right to know.
The U.S. Supreme Court just cleared the way for California schools to tell parents if their children identify as transgender without getting the students' approval.
The process is known as parental notification. For now, the High Court's decision blocks a state law that bans automatic parental notification requirements if students change their pronouns or gender expression at school. Religious parents and educators challenged the law, but the state argued that students have the right to privacy about their gender expression,
from their parents,
especially if they fear rejection from their families.
The High Court sided with the parents and reinstated a lower court order while this case continues to play out.
And think about that for a second. They have the right to privacy. Children in even high school, they don't have the right to privacy if they are administered an aspirin, but they can transition. This is how, when people say, oh, you know, the parties, they've gone far right, far left. No, this whole country has gone illogically left, and the Democrat Party has gone radically Marxist left. You can see it was a 6-3 decision. They affirmed basic parental rights. You know, the same kind of rights that you have as far as what your kids eat, the power of association, after-school activities, right, medication, all of that. You have the same rights. By the way, a lot of their sexual activity, I don't know, those kids under this age, they can't consent to sex, but apparently they can consent to hormone therapy or gender transition that would forever ruin their potential sex life. So the Supreme Court ruled, hey, you have basic rights as a parent. You know, the ones that you've always had?
Yeah.
Dissenting judges, Kagan, Sotomayor, and Jackson. Surprise! Surprise. Here's the problem. Before it got to the Supreme Court, parents weren't in on this. They were having their children's activities concealed from them systemically since 2014.
That's the entire length of my daughter's life.
Think about that.
Yeah.
It did. That's disturbing.
And just to give you an idea too, they say, oh, teachers argue. First off, if teachers argue it, I'm usually against it. Yeah. That's my general disorder. It's like, sorry, the real heroes, nurses and teachers, I remember what you guys did. You're wrong. I don't even need to do a fact check. I just know that you are saying it. And I'll show you this next clip. These are the kinds of teachers, those in higher education, those in public education, who are teaching your children about modern gender theory. One lady, Madeline Mann, she is at UC San Francisco. She's the Associate Director for Clinical and Translational Science, Workforce Development, Consultation Services. Here is her being confronted by somebody who doesn't believe that children should be genitally mutilated or chemically castrated. This lady who works in higher education being confronted and threatening to find, to hunt down, and kill a mom with an opposing opinion.
It's not hatred to tell a child that.
So this lady's being facetious, and she's confronting an actual trans activist, her children.
Top surgery. Kaiser Permanente charges over $100 copay, and the surgeon makes $25,000. I was approved for a phalloplasty with 2 appointments over Zoom. My doctor told me I could have a fake penis that would allow me to either pee standing up or to have penetrative sex, but not both. Do you think your transgender child might one day have top surgery and a phalloplasty? Is that something you would allow them to have? You know, they make a phalloplasty out of the skin tissue on your thigh or your forearm. It's like a skin.
The silent lady right now is the one who believes in trans and kids.
$30,000.
Here she goes.
I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you. Wait, you can't say that. You can't tell somebody you're gonna kill them.
She like pushed her head too.
You can't say that to somebody.
Those are the people who grace the halls of academia and public education. I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you. She's like the Liam Neeson of trans activists.
I've got full-blown AIDS.
Correct.
I don't know what you are.
Soon be unemployed.
I don't know what your gender is, but I have a particular set of perversions.
Have you ever seen a phalloplasty?
I will give you hormones.
It's not bigger than mine.
I will find you. I will give you a phalloplasty.
Yes.
And then I will look at it and take pride in my work and do a pitch-perfect American accent. I'm from Poughkeepsie.
You sound the same, sir.
Well, I'm a method actor. My method is acting Irish all the time. Think about that lady is willing to hunt down a concerned parent and kill her.
I
Why?
know.
The hill she's willing to die on is transitioning your kids, encouraging your kids to transition, and hiding it from you as a parent. We want to say that, we've made no progress. We live in a country where 2 genders are officially recognized right now. You realize, like, that's a change. And I get it. You say that can be undone because it's an executive order. But at least we have a direction. At least we have an executive order. Do you know what this would look like, this country, with Kamala Harris as president? Or Gavin Newsom? Do you guys understand the levels of depravity and evil that you are facing? Hey, I don't think that you should transition children, and I think that parents have a right to know. I will murder you. That's the interaction you just saw. How much you want to bet that pre-social media, that administrator would face no repercussions whatsoever for doing that? Anyone want to place bets? Comment below.
I bet that that's not the first time she's reacted that way.
No, I would bet.
No, unless it is the first time that someone's actually made her have to, reconcile with her decisions.
Yeah.
She has a trans kid. That person was literally asking her, hey, would you do this? Would you let them have this? Would you make them live this life? And that's what set her off.
Right.
The fact that she had to, come to terms with her own actions.
Isn't it also funny
live
how
with
these hippies, these patchouli wearing tree huggers, and that's all they are. They're San Francisco retreads. This person is actually San Francisco. Big pharma, man. It's all a scam, man. When someone can, over 2 Zoom calls, be approved for a fake penis, let's call it what it is. $100 copay, surgeon makes $25,000 for a cosmetic procedure, a perverted, evil, straight from the depths of hell procedure. Where did all the criticism for Big Pharma go? You think everyone's doing this out of the goodness of their heart? Just ignore the $25,000, just ignore the $50,000 here, $130,000 depending on the procedure. Why aren't we critical across the... It's almost like we're back in vaccine land. Someone call Stephen Colbert. I don't know how to make sense of it.
I know, the technology, guys. Why are we making the decision between peeing standing up or having sex? Is that even a question? Like, you just pick the sex part, right?
No, well, that's a good point.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You just pick sex. There's no
I would
rush.
imagine it's the novelty aspect. Look, ladies, if you think like
It wears off.
urinals are kind of cool. I'm not gonna, especially when they put ice chips down. We get to melt ice chips and But the novel, once you've done it once or twice, you've seen them all as far as the urinals. You definitely want to pick the ability to use a wiener to experience fun wiener things.
But yeah, you only get to do one at a time.
Right.
She said, yeah.
No,
the
unless you're R. Kelly.
One ever, not at a time. This was like a you choose your path story.
Yeah.
No,
You can either stand up the rest of your life, or you can have fun sex the rest of your life.
Well, what would you choose, Gerald?
Sex, of course.
I would choose sitting down. I already sit down to pee.
Yeah. Well, then you chose the same thing.
It's more effective.
Vagina is exactly what I would say if I wasn't here on YouTube. So go and subscribe on Rumble. Same channel where free speech is actually alive and well. Or you can stay here and the